All right. 4 good friends. One poor man just sat and sat. He sat all day upon his mat. He couldn't walk, he couldn't crawl, he could not move around at
all.
But 4 of his friends had come to say, "We have good news for you
Today.
We just found out that Yeshua came and he can heal the sick and lame." The place where Yeshua preached and taught was in a very crowded spot. "There's no room," the 4 men cried. "We will never get inside." Then the sick man heard them say, "We will find another way." So they hunted for a spot, and they found it way on top. Through the roof they dug a place right in front of Yeshua's face. "Never fear," the 4 men said as they lowered down the bed. And Yeshua saw what they had done, and because he was God's son, he was glad to heal their friend so that he could walk again. The storm. Yeshua was tired from preaching all day. "It's time," he said, "to get away." Near the docks some fishing boats lay. So they got in the boat and sailed
away.
A gentle breeze began to blow, and as the evening sun was sinking low, the disciples sailed across the deep, and Yeshua soon fell fast
asleep.
But suddenly the wind grew strong, and it pushed the little boat along. And when thunder clouds began to form, the disciples knew it was a
storm.
The waves grew tall and splashed around. The wind made such a howling sound. The little boat pitched up and down until they cried, "We're going to drown! Yeshua, wake up! Don't you care that the waves are splashing everywhere?" Yeshua lifted up his head. He looked around, and then he said, "Be calm. Be still, O wind and sea." And it was calm immediately. The disciples could hardly believe their eyes. The storm had stopped to their surprise, but Yeshua said, "You need not fear. Didn't you know that I was here? Have faith in God. He's always near." A sick girl. A 12-year-old girl lay sick in her bed. Her father, who loved her, was worried and said, "I hear Yeshua is teaching nearby. Perhaps if I find him, he won't let her die." The father went looking, and he cried as he ran, "I've got to find Yeshua as fast as I can." He ran through the village and down every street. He asked, "Have you seen him?" to all he would meet, and at last, when he found him, he fell on his knees. "You've got to come with me, oh please, Yeshua, please." "Oh, of course I'll come with you," Yeshua replied, and Yeshua went with him and walked by his
side.
But just then a servant came running and said, "Don't bother the master. Your daughter is dead." "Don't be afraid," was Yeshua's reply. "Only believe. There's no need to cry." Back at the house, the daughter lay dead, but Yeshua reached out, and here's what he said. "Talitha kumi." Get up, little girl. Then what a surprise! The little girl stood and opened her eyes. They never forgot what Yeshua had done, for that's when they knew that he was God's
son.
A boy once asked permission to hear Yeshua talk. "I'm sure it won't be far," he said, "and I'll be glad to walk." So his mom agreed, but then she said, "You better take a lunch, for when a boy gets hungry, he needs some food to
munch."
And into a basket went 5 loaves, and next to them 2 fish. It was as nice a little lunch as any boy could wish. "Goodbye," he said, as he scampered off to join the happy throng. His mother waved and called to him, "Now don't be gone too long." The little boy saw many things too wonderful to tell. He saw how Yeshua healed the lame and made the sick ones
Rain?
well. But when the sun was sinking low, he heard kind Yeshua say, "Go and feed this hungry crowd and don't send them away." But Philip said, "It can't be done. The crowd's too large to feed. We'd have to have a lot of cash to buy the bread we need." Just let Stevie do it, okay? You can do the next story, okay? And that is when the little boy tugged at Andrew's hand and pointed to the basket that was sitting in the sand. "If you please, it isn't much, but I will gladly share." So Andrew went to Yeshua and set the basket there. Yeshua took the little lunch and told the crowd to sit. And then after he had given thanks, he broke it into bits. They passed around the pieces until everyone was full. And when they gathered what was left, they had 12 baskets full. Okay, let's stop there.